So this vlog is about friendship, because I know that some of you are going on to the next chapter in your life, as am I. So maybe this will be helpful for you, and also we can share our thoughts and our ideas down in the comments later, just as, you know, kind of support. 6 days ago today, which is the 29th of June, which is when I filmed this vlog, I wrapped up all my things. I packed them all up, put them in the back of a car, and left Oxford for definitely the foreseeable future. I don't intend on going back for quite a while because I have a job now and I'm going to have to be working, and I had to say goodbye to people who I had spent probably the most significant years of my life with, in that I look at how I've changed from first year to third year, and the people who I surrounded myself with have definitely had a huge influence upon me, and I have developed bonds with all of those individuals that have been so deep and meaningful. It was really challenging to say goodbye to that. Thing is, I know, yeah, sure, it's not goodbye, it's see you later, but nonetheless, the amount of contact time that you have with these individuals is going to significantly decrease, and I can no longer just open up my door and walk 10 steps and knock on someone else's door and say, hey, do you want a cup of tea, or just chat to them, or just see what they're doing, or play a game with them, or just live with them and exist with them. And moving from that to then going back home, it's really weird, because now we connect with each other through messaging, through phoning, through video chat, and we're really lucky that we have that, but still, it's not the same. So being slightly crazy, I started work the day after I left Oxford. I got up at 6 AM, commuted into London, and then started work, crack of dawn. And the shock of kind of finishing exams, being really exhausted, celebrating, then leaving all my friends, and then starting work in a completely different environment didn't really hit me. There was a delay until about 4 PM that day, and we were just having a really big meeting, a group meeting, and it just struck me that I'm not going to see my friends that often, and it was really overwhelming. In fact, I was kind of sad. I don't know if anyone noticed that, because I'm pretty good at, like, you know, smiley guy, but I was really down, and like, I really miss them. I miss them so much. I couldn't believe it. I think it's because I didn't allow myself to register the huge change that was happening in my life. And I know that some of you are wrapping up high school at the moment, secondary school, leaving year 11, maybe leaving sixth form, or maybe you finished your university degree as well, or maybe you're just moving to a different country, different part of the world. It's tough. It wasn't even that my work was unenjoyable. I love my work. I love all the people I'm surrounded by. I love the work that I'm doing. I am learning so much. We'll get into that in the next vlog. But just so you know, like, nothing was particularly bad. It was just that, yeah, I was growing up. You know what I think it was? I think I was having a quarter-life crisis. I'm 21 now. Some of you probably know that. And I'm now in the stage of my life where I've got to figure out what it is I'm going to do with my life. And I know that it's not that complicated. What you do with your life is hopefully what you enjoy, though you still need to make ends meet and pay the bills. And so there's that slight worry, and then you're like, well, is what I'm doing right now worth it? Am I spending enough time with the people I really care about? Am I also fulfilling any personal desires that I want to do, such as making videos? I want to write a book. I want to learn Japanese. I want to learn how to program. And then I was like, where is this all going? And then there are all these other worries that just hit you all at once, especially that have been intensified by the fact that I had suddenly just flipped a switch and suddenly my life was completely different. And in fact, I told my tutor at school's dinner, what I mentioned in a previous video, this big dinner that you have to celebrate the end of your degree with all your tutors, and my tutor said, oh, so what are you doing over the summer? And I replied, saying, well, I start work on Monday. And he went, Jamie, you know, some people have holidays. Yeah, I need a holiday. I love doing stuff, and everything I'm doing at the moment is really fun. I'm really enjoying it, though maybe I do need a slight break, because I kind of went from doing 13-hour days for finals to now doing 12. I don't know, how many hours of a day am I doing? It's kind of 12, including travel time, some maybe 13, depending on how late I leave the office, but it's all stuff that I really enjoy. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. Anyway, let's pause, because after Monday, I messaged one of my friends, and I was just like, they had been on their year abroad, and I was like, you have clearly been through something very similar. They are now back at Oxford, but they picked up all their things and they went to live in a foreign country for a year, because that's what you do when you study a language at Oxford. And you had to put roots down, a completely different area. No one's really your similar age to you. You're speaking a different language. The whole culture is different. You don't know everything around you, and also the people are different. And I definitely think the people make the place. And if you're in a new place, you don't really know the people, which means you also don't know the place, and that place no longer feels like home. So I asked her, what do you do in this quarter-life crisis? And this is complete credit. All the advice I'm going to say now is complete credit to her. In a nutshell, the advice was, things work out, and it's not like you've disappeared and we've all disappeared. It's just that you're onto a different chapter in your life now, and you're going to meet other people, you're going to make other friends, but that won't be a replacement. It will be an addition to the experiences that you already have in life. And you shouldn't be thinking about all the things in the future that, say, like saving up to put a deposit down on the house, or like, oh my god, what should I do to make a potential future partner like me, or oh, I don't know if this is a very good idea. You should be doing things and living your life for yourself, and if you were an individual. So don't plan for two, you should be planning for one. So yeah, day 2 rolled round, and then day 3 rolled round, and day 4 rolled round, and day 5 rolled round, and now I finished a week at work, and I really like everybody that I'm working with. I feel far more comfortable, I feel less confused. I'm making sure that I'm chatting to all my friends whenever I get a moment, like on the commute on the bus, messaging them, keeping up to date with their lives. And you know who else I missed? I missed you guys. And I'm so glad that you guys are still around. And more of you are joining every single day. I really miss talking to you and communicating with all of you, and just having this. Like, this is really special. A medium through which we can chat and interact and make things that people are going to watch. There's like a huge sense of satisfaction that I get from that, and I really miss the bond that, I know it's kind of one way, but I do read all your comments, so there is some sort of conversation going on, and everything I do say is a reaction to what it is that you guys do. So it's not just a screen and you guys watching. It is very much me reviewing what it is that you guys say and then replying. I suppose this leads on nicely to a question that I have for you guys, which is, where do you want this channel to go? What kind of things do you want me to talk about? Do you want me to do topical based things? Do you also want some more study things? I'm no longer at Oxford, but I still do have ties to Oxford. What is it you guys want help with? Why do you watch these videos? In fact, that is the question. That's what I'd like you to answer in the comments. Why do you watch this channel? If you'd like to add on to that, any new chapters in your life that you're going through, and if you have any advice to add on to the advice that my friend gave me that made me feel so much better, because I knew that everyone was still there and that I shouldn't worry about all these other things, and I shouldn't have FOMO, fear of missing out, because whatever I do, I'm probably going to end up enjoying it, and I'm young. You're young. Most likely, unless you are about 60. I consider 60. You're slowing down, I think, a little bit, but I think I just insulted a very small portion of my audience. I'm sorry. I'm going to look at the demographics and figure out the percentage of people that I just offended. Okay, yeah, so there's the question. Why do you subscribe to this channel? Why do you watch these videos? And I will see you in a couple of days for another bonus video where I'm actually going to tell you guys where it is that I am working, what it is I am working on. Again, if you want the sneak peek, I'm kind of hinting to it quite explicitly in my Twitter, so that's there. Done it. Awful.